hate listening to myself recording this, so
Dude, imagine trying to edit this.
I feel
Your
so bad
voice
for
is
you.
so annoying.
I don't trust them because, I mean, granted, most of that stuff stays set up, but it's not. It's a bunch of carnies in my mind, so I'm like, yeah, nope, I'm good.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
Yeah. One thing about doing it here is Ellie's house gets way hot all the time.
Yeah, I can tell.
Because there's no insulation.
It's old house.
It's old house, so it's just straight brick.
That's right. I asked her when we first got here. I was like, "Is this a pioneer house?" She goes, "Not quite, but it's old."
It's the generation after pioneer houses.
Yeah, and they were saying they didn't have a top level. I'm like, it didn't have a top level. It just had a basement. How is that?
Yeah.
What was on top?
Yeah, I don't know the whole story with it, but and then her aunt owns the house next door, and then there's a pool house out back, and there's a pool behind.
That's cool.
But yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess we can start now. I guess. Do we have small talk?
I don't know. It's.
Oh,
I think like that type of stuff we can just throw in and then.
Right. I don't want to throw in stuff about the fair, but
yeah, we can bash on it.
That's true.
Who's gonna say anything?
That's true. But yeah, this is gonna be different. Just two of us.
It's gonna be a little. I think it's gonna take a minute for us to kind of adjust.
Yeah, for sure. At least a couple episodes. But for our audience, it's just gonna be Tanner and Colby for the next little bit. We like to excuse.
That's probably the best way.
Excuse me. I sound like I'm in church. Yeah. Oh no, I'm turning into my father. No, we just like to pardon.
I guess it works just as well.
Darren and Matt, they are going to be doing some sales over the summer, and it's
just gonna be us. We'll have them on when we can, but
yeah,
it's mostly you're gonna be stuck with us two for now. So
yeah, sorry about it in advance. But let's get into it. So today's topic is a throwback. We did this one. Well, it's been a while. It's been a couple months. It's a would you rather. We're gonna dive into this, but these would you rather questions I pulled from ChatGPT.
Not
if you don't,
not
sponsored. If you don't know what ChatGPT is, it's open AI.
It's freaking awesome.
Taking over. And so I asked it. I was like, hey, I need would you rather questions. I need them ranging in difficulty. So I got 100.
That should be
good. I figured that could take us. We can spend a long time on these. So do you want an easy, moderate, hard, challenging, or difficult? I think is the...
Let's start like moderate. Start like in the middle. Not too easy, but let's just kind of see where this will take us.
Okay. Moderate. Would you rather have a photographic memory or have perfect pitch?
Photographic memory, because I don't like to sing anyways. Even if I did have better pitch, I can't sing worth a crap at all. And I don't want to listen to myself. I hate listening to myself recording this. So,
dude, imagine trying to edit this.
I feel
Your
so
voice
bad for
is
you.
So annoying. No, I agree. Hearing myself talk, like especially editing these, I'm like, that's really what I sound like. Is that my voice?
Isn't that me? Did I say that?
Yeah. But yeah, photographic memory is so much better than perfect pitch.
Yeah, because you're like, especially for like exams, being able to just sit there in class and not have to take notes or anything or whatever, however that would work in that scenario, like going into an exam, be like, oh, it's this, it's that. This is how you do this. That'd make life so much easier.
I mean, like, perfect pitch is cool because there's a couple, like, I think Charlie Puth has it.
Has it.
Supposedly, like, that's the theory.
Right.
I'm sure Ed Sheeran has it or something.
Some of those guys
I've seen all these different theories. I saw a theory that Jack Black has perfect pitch. So it's like, where does it get you besides in music? It doesn't do anything. That's the only place that it's like cool. It's like, oh, this musician's so cool because they got perfect pitch. Oh, that's awesome because they can just match any note.
Right.
I mean, it's a cool talent to have.
I mean, it's a good like party trick, I guess, too. Like you're at a party and like, oh, like you're doing karaoke or whatever, and then like you just pop off. Like everybody's gonna be like, whoa, that was you. Like, where'd that come from? But I'm not that guy anyways. Like,
yeah. And then like Charlie Puth was on Jimmy Fallon, I don't know how many years ago. And he talked about how he potentially has perfect pitch. He doesn't like to say it and all this other stuff. But like in high school, he like the sound that the bell made, he replicated that in the hall or something like that and let everyone out or something. So it's like he can. That would be cool.
Yeah.
That'd be cool to mess with people.
But again, like that's not gonna get you very far. Like the
Mm.
memory thing, like
Oh,
remembering
it
anything,
gets you so
like,
far.
that'll help you out.
That's a crazy skill.
That's a good life skill to
Mhm.
have. I mean, I'm sure you could train yourself to be close to it, but you're not gonna be like,
Yeah.
oh, this is exactly what this was.
Right. I think if I had that, I would try and hide it as much as I could.
Right, because then you tell people and they're like, "Oh, hey, can you remember this for me?" No, I'm not gonna
Or
remember that for
like if you like flaunt it around, people are like, oh, like you're a know-it-all.
you. Right.
Like don't like so.
There's negative sides of it too, though.
Yeah.
But I still say that's
photograph would be so much better.
that's still a better choice than perfect pitch. Who wants to have that anyways?
Yeah. All right. Let's stay moderate for a second. Let's see. No, I don't like that question. Here we go. Would you rather be able to control fire or control water, but never be able to use the other element?
I would. Ooh. Like, what do you mean by like use the other element? Like, do we want to like say like if you can like
If you
be
can
like control water, you can't be like around fire, or like, how do we want to make that
use the
work?
other element,
Because it's like, okay, you want to control fire, but then you can't like drink water or like shower. Like,
well, let's split it up. Let's do. Would you rather be able to control fire or water? Let's start with that, and then the second time will be which would you rather not be able to use?
that's, I don't know. I feel like that's a difficult one because it's like using fire would be cool to like just say that you could do it, but like I feel like water's more useful.
Mm-hmm.
Because like, all right, your house starts flooding or whatever, then you can like control it and get rid of it so it doesn't do any damage. I mean, same thing goes for like a house fire though too. Like you think of it that way, but I feel like water is more of an issue that happens more often that you would want to control with flooding or whatever versus like a wildfire. I mean, you can control that with water anyways.
Right.
Can't really control water with fire. So I'd probably go with water.
Not unless you get a lot. But if you get a large body of water, fire's not going to do anything.
Right.
So
I think I'll just go with water on
like
that
a
one.
drought too.
Yeah.
Dude, call me Percy Jackson.
Exactly.
Water all the way.
Exactly.
Katara. But I mean, like Zuko's pretty fire too, though.
He does.
Pun intended. Pun intended. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a tricky one though, because they're opposites.
Yeah, like way opposite.
Fire and water, they're opposite. I think water, because if you get a large fire and a large water, like body of water, you pin them up against each other, the water's gonna win.
Water's winning.
So, because if you smother fire with enough water, it doesn't matter how hot the fire is, it's going out.
Yeah.
A normal fire.
Well, if
Obviously,
we're talking realistically here,
Yeah.
not like fictional, like, oh, if you had this fire that was 1,000,000 degrees, like it's just going to evaporate all the water. But like in reality, you're not going to have that. Like you can't get the fire big enough and hot enough to evaporate all the water before it washes it out.
Right. Okay. And then for the next part of that question, what would you rather not be able to use? Or what do you think you could survive without, fire or water? Because really, you can't survive without either one for the most part.
You think about it, you can't cook anything from water or with water
without fire.
Because like you think of pasta, like you need water to cook pasta, but you need a
Well,
heat
I
source.
guess technically, if you use electric heat, like you have an electric stove, you're not really using fire. You're using electricity to heat it up, so you could still.
Yeah, but what's better, a burger that's on a grill or a burger that's
grill by far.
Right.
By far, we don't have smokers are pretty good too.
Smokers better.
Nothing beats really a barbecue. But the thing though with that though is you look at all like the restaurants that cook burgers, they cook them on a flat top, but they're probably using gas.
Yeah.
Maybe they're not using electric probably.
Yeah, my assumption. But again, I guess it's not like fire. It's
it's some other type of heat.
Yeah, it's a flame.
Well, I'd still consider like a gas stove. I'd still consider that fire because it is fire.
Yeah, technically, I guess it is fire.
It's all the electronic, like the electric grills. That's not really fire. It will create fire eventually, but it's not fire.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you look at like a campfire, like that's, I guess, different sources and stuff. But I think you could survive without the fire more than you could water. I mean, because again, it goes back to that you can use electric stove over a gas stove, or
but like water you need to have.
Yeah. No. Whereas you need water.
Yeah, that was kind of a stupid part of that question, but yeah, let's move on.
Yeah.
Do we want to go back to an easy one? Let's do an easy one.
Yeah. Let's see what easy's got for us.
Okay. Ooh, would you rather go to the beach or to the mountains for a vacation?
Mountains. That's easy. I
Mm.
hate sand. Freaking hate
It's
sand.
coarse and
It's
rough, and it just gets everywhere.
Okay, Anakin.
Everything here is smooth.
Pedophile.
You're over 18.
You got me there on that one. I got nothing for that.
Hey, it's not bad if it's consensual. It's
Well, I
not.
did
It's
give my
not.
consent.
It's not bad if you like it.
I didn't like it.
Don't lie. All right.
Maybe you like it.
I think we both agree. I think because the beach is nice every now and then.
Right.
Like ocean, it's pretty, but I think the mountains beat it out
You
more
can't
often
beat the
than not.
mountains. I mean, you get all the seasons at the mountain. At the beach, you really don't get like a fall or a winter, like a
Mhm.
nicer feel to it. Like with
Unless
the
it's
mountain,
right next to the mountains.
right? Like you think about kind of like where we live and stuff. Like
Mhm.
beaches, if you discount Sand Hollow, just kind of as a good comparison versus Pine Valley. Like
Right.
I'm taking Pine Valley all day long because it's not as dirty, it's not as bad,
Mhm.
and up in Pine Valley, it's a lot nicer and easier weather to deal with and
Right.
plan for versus the beach where it's just hot.
Yeah, that's true. So, yeah, I think mountains are a little more consistent.
Yeah. Well, there's more you can do in
And
a
it's not
mountain.
as hot.
Yeah. There's more you can do like in mountains than you can on
And
the
the only
beach.
thing you really are worried about is like a bear.
But how often do you run into a bear?
Well, it depends on the part of the mountains you're in. But
True.
here, not likely.
Yeah, that's.
Are we even technically in bear country?
There's
Barely?
some bears in Pine Valley. The closest, excuse me, really big bears that are anywhere is Bryce. There's a bunch of
Right.
bears over in Bryce, but
Right.
other than that, there's not any in over by Zion or anything. I'm sure there's one or two in Pine Valley somewhere. Just it's
Right.
the climate
It's
for
the
'em.
cougars you got to look out for.
Dude. There's some freaking cougars up there that'll
I mean,
get
there's
you.
some cougars in this house right now.
Yeah, they'll come get us.
Yeah, they will.
They even listen to it.
Yeah, they won't.
They won't.
All right. Would you rather have pancakes or waffles for breakfast?
That's a hard one. That's a really
That's
hard
based
one.
on mood.
Yeah, I mean, you think about it like a waffle's more like fluffy and light. It's more like a cake, whereas like a pancake's more.
You slap your sister with it.
Yeah, that's. I usually actually prefer. That's hard though, because like if I go to a good like cafe like somewhere, I'm like, no, I want some like flapjacks, like. But I'm like at home, I'm like, I want a waffle, like. I don't know. That's or like you're at a hotel. You 9 times out of 10 they have a waffle maker, not pancake maker or something like that.
Right. Or they got the frozen waffles.
Right.
Eggos. Not
Yeah.
sponsored, sadly.
Lego my Eggo.
Lego my.
Not copyrighted.
No, I agree. I think like waffles, like we have a Darth Vader waffle maker. Shout out to my mother and father.
That's
Thank
goodbye.
you. I love it.
Goodbye.
It's beautiful. It's nice because it comes out as a Darth Vader head. It's super cool. But it's like, but then like pancakes, it's like I make them small. I've been making them like super small, like baby pancakes.
Right.
So nice, dude. Because it's just like, having to sit there and like eat a massive one, and I can eat just as much as like the same quantity of like bigger ones compared to like the small ones.
Right.
But I just feel like I can eat so many more small ones because they're just so
You
small.
just one after another.
Yeah.
Just
think about it. There's less substance there.
well, and it's like you look at it like grapes versus raisins though too. Like
that's true.
Grapes are actually better for you than raisins because raisins are smaller, so you consume more of them.
Right. That and I don't know if the juice in the grapes has any nutritional value.
I'm sure it somewhat does.
There's something in there. It's probably better than artificial. But
I'm not a nutrition.
Yeah, pancakes or waffle. That's a tough one.
I think that's a toss up. Like you said, I think it's mood. Like,
and like you're saying, where too.
Right.
Camping. Pancakes. And then also like the toppings, because like with the waffles, I'll put like whipped cream, syrup on it, give myself diabetes and whatnot.
Right.
I don't do that to a pancake.
Pancakes just powdered sugar maybe and syrup,
butter, syrup, whatever.
Yeah.
Eat it with So that's a tough one.
Yeah.
Let us know what you guys would do: pancakes or waffles? Team pancakes or team waffles? All right. Should we move out of easy?
Yeah. Let's get a hard one in here.
All right. Oh, this is a hard one. Would you rather be the smartest person in the world but struggle with severe social anxiety, or be the most charismatic person but lack intelligence? Yeah.
Oh, I got to go with that first one.
Smart but socially awkward?
Yeah, I mean,
Well, social anxiety.
I'm not super social anyways, so that wouldn't probably affect me much more than it already does. But
Yeah.
I feel like just the lack of intelligence, like in today's world, I hate to say that, but like the stupidity that kind of goes around, you kind of need to have like some intelligence go through the world. Otherwise, you're just blindly following.
Mhm.
But
Right. And I think with that, the being the smartest person but you have like social anxiety, I think that's the better option because you can teach someone how to be social. If you
Right.
get them around the right people, they're not going to be socially awkward.
Right.
So you can break them out of their shell easier than you can teach someone how to be smart.
Right. Well, and you look at it too, like somebody that's like a brainiac, like, and they're socially awkward, they're not going to be that smart aleck in the room. They're like, oh no, it's this, you got to do this. They're going to
Right.
keep to themselves and be like, maybe if they're straight up asked or like they feel comfortable with people in the room, go, oh no, this is how it works or whatever. Like
Right.
when you're having discussions like that, I think that's a better option anyways than being the loudest and the dumbest in the room versus the quiet, smart
if
one.
you look at like all the movies where you have these two personalities, everyone like tends to flock towards the charismatic person
Right.
and shies away from the awkward person. But then in the end, they realize
They
like
flip 'em.
they flip it because it's like, oh, this guy who we all flock to in the beginning, he's really just some dumb
Jerk.
not jock. That's
But-
rude. He's just some dumb idiot.
Yeah.
Whereas this person's super smart, they're just a little awkward, but we can get past that because
Right.
they're smart. Like this guy doesn't know anything.
Yeah.
And that's hard to get past because it's
Right.
like you know they're so awesome, but they're an idiot.
Like, you know how to tie your shoe? Like, come on, Tim.
Right, and it's like there's
get
certain
you some
thing-
slip-ons, man.
Yeah, some people it just doesn't click in their head. Not like smart wise,
Yeah.
like knowledge and being smart. That's never gonna click. School stuff never clicks with them.
Right.
Whereas being socially awkward, it's like if you get around the right people, you're fine.
Yeah.
It
And
doesn't
again,
matter.
that's where you kind of cater to yourself too, anyways, and find what you like, anyways. Whereas that other side of it is they want the attention, they want everybody around them, and
Right.
not everybody wants to be around them.
Right. All right. Let's continue on. Let's see. Okay. Would you rather be able to teleport anywhere in the universe but be forever separated from Earth, or stay on Earth but never be able to leave the planet?
I feel like the second one's better. I mean, that's kind of where we're at, anyways, because
Right.
I don't think in our lifetime we're going to be able to travel to Mars or to the moon like you do go from the US to Canada. Like, you're not going to have that transportation like that. Like, it's
that, and like anywhere in the universe, it's like I wouldn't know where to go.
right.
Like I go somewhere and like, what if I don't find nice people? Because aliens exist.
Yeah.
We've gone over this. Aliens exist.
They're real.
So,
But it's like,
or life on other planets.
All right, you want to go to Mars? Like, you can get pictures of Mars. Like,
What are you gonna do there?
what are you gonna do there? You have to wear like a space gear because there's not oxygen there.
Right.
So it's like, okay, what are you really gaining by going there? Like, you're basically having Mars is just 20 minutes that way.
I think if we knew more about space and knew what was out there, it'd be different.
Well, here's a fun fact for you. We know more about space than we do our own oceans.
This is true.
And that's the crazy part.
But well, I'd like to counter that, and I want to say we think we know more about space than we know about our oceans.
That's probably even more true.
So we'd like to think we know a lot about space, but honestly, with how big space is, I'm sure we know more about our ocean.
Well,
if you look at like just size comparison.
Yeah.
Because have you seen those videos where it's like, this is the size of this, and it slowly goes up to a human,
No.
and then it's the city or car, and it slowly goes to the world, and then like Earth compared to the other planets, compared to the sun compared to the galaxy, and our sun compared to other suns that we know about. And then you zoom out to our galaxy, then other galaxies, and then the whole universe. It's like
we're so
hundreds
minuscule.
of billions and billions and billions of other solar systems out there. So it's like there's no way that we know more about that than our ocean.
That's true. That's
But
very,
I mean,
very
I
true.
have heard that too, where we know more about it. No, we don't. But
Yeah.
I did see that. So you know how NASA, or I think it's NASA, launched a new telescope,
I
the
didn't hear
James
that.
Webb. So you know, like the Hubble.
Yeah.
So they launched an updated version of that, like crazy update. It's called the James Webb Telescope.
Mhm.
I guess it's been up for a while, but we just barely found out about it. And we've been getting back crazy high definition photos of space from it.
Hmm.
And I guess that the more and more they look in certain places, and the way like light years work is like you look at something in space and you're seeing it in the past because it's taking so long for the light to
Right.
get there. And so if you look far enough and you look in the right direction, you're going to see however many years ago, however old the universe is. And they were saying, I saw this post and it was saying like the James Webb Telescope pointed towards where we think the center of the universe is seeing things, seeing objects and whatnot that is older than we predicted before.
Right.
That should not be in existence because it goes back further than when we think the Big Bang happened. And so it's slowly starting to break down the Big Bang theory and all the theories we had about space, because if like redshift and blue shift is real and all this other stuff that they've somewhat proven, it's looking back and it's like just debunking everything.
Interesting. I hadn't heard that.
Yeah, that's like way nerdy,
That's
niche, but that was a dive.
It's a good dive though. It's on topic.
I think if we knew as much as like people in Star Wars, you know, they know that there's
Right.
life out there, or like where we're at right now in like Marvel movies, how they know that there's life on countless other planets.
Right.
I think that would change the question. It would probably be like I'll ditch Earth.
Right.
I'll go live somewhere else. I'll go explore the galaxy because there's so many things out there.
Right.
But right now, since we don't, I'd stay on Earth.
Yeah. I mean, again, like you said, looking at like Star Wars, like they have like total space travel, just like we get into a car and drive down the street, they get into a spaceship and just jump the planet to universe or whatever. Like they just jump around and do what they want. So
Right.
yeah.
So
Where are we at with? I think we're like 20
we just hit 22 minutes.
Probably do like
We'll do
one more.
one or two more. Let's find a good one. Give me a number between 50 and 100.
88.
88.
88 miles per hour. You're going to see some real shit. Greatest movie.
All right. All right, let's do a couple more and then we'll wrap up. So this is another hard one. Would you rather have the power to change your physical appearance at will, but struggle with identity and self-acceptance? Wow.
That's deep.
Okay, Chat GPT. Or keep your natural appearance, but embrace and love yourself unconditionally.
I'd have to go with the second one.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a fairly easy option for at least in my mind.
A hard question. Oh,
well, you
never
think,
mind. For some people, that might be a hard question.
But I mean, I kind of get a little deep here, but look at it at a spiritual level. Like we're created the way we are for a reason. Like this is how we're supposed to be. So let's find it easier to love who we are instead of changing who we are and not knowing what we're supposed to be. Like I feel like that's easier to accept yourself than it is to not know who you are and have to change.
That and being able to change, and like you can change all you want, but you're never going to be satisfied.
Right.
That's the definition of insanity.
Right.
Right. Is doing the same thing and expecting a different outcome.
Mm-hmm.
That's how. Yeah. Right. Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting the same result. Yeah. Or no, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different outcome is the definition of insanity.
Yeah.
That's right. Sorry, I screwed that up.
We got there.
So, but yeah, I agree. Just being able to embrace yourself is probably the best option.
And especially like nowadays, just being able to know who you are and what your purpose is. I think that's a big part of what everybody struggles with. But
right.
Sorry, that was way deep. That was deep. It's supposed to be a light episode.
Yeah. All right. That was stupid.
Stupid is as stupid does. That's what Mama said.
That's okay. All right. Here's an interesting one. Would you rather have the ability to teleport, but risk getting stuck in a different dimension, or never teleport, but be assured of safe travels wherever you go?
Safe travels. I feel like that's a fairly easy one. Again, I think that goes back to the space question too. I like being able to go where you want. Like if I knew there was somewhere I wanted to go, like, yeah, I'm going to take that and let's just do that. And I can bounce back and forth or whatever. But like I feel like I'm good with where I'm at.
Yeah, I think it'd be kind of cool to teleport. I mean, there's that risk of, getting stuck somewhere.
Right.
And so I guess like having the assurity that you're going to be safe no matter how you travel, I feel like I take a lot more risks,
Right.
but I know they're not risks because I'm going to be fine.
You're gonna be fine. There's
So 150 the whole way,
right. Exactly.
miles per hour,
Yeah.
off the freeway,
Off the freeway.
on the dirt, because the cops can't get you.
Exactly.
All right. All right. I'm going to switch it up here. Do you want the first option or the second option? And we're going to pick a random one. Whichever one you get, that's what you have to get, and you have to find a
Reason.
Yeah, you gotta be okay with it.
I'm gonna go with second option
Second?
because so far that's kind of what I've been going with
Right.
what it's been thrown at me.
Okay, so pick a number between 1 and 100 because that's how many I got.
69. Yeah. Well, that's an easy option.
What
on that
number
one.
are we thinking of?
69,
dudes. I love that movie. Oh man. Okay. Numbers. This is This is considered challenging.
Oh.
All right. Would you rather have the ability to see the future but be unable to change it, or be completely oblivious to the future but have the ability to shape it through your actions in the present? Okay, well, I get to be able to see the future but not be able to change it, and you get to be able to change it but without seeing it. Well, see, that one, that's how it is now.
And that's what I was gonna say. That's exactly how the world works now. Like, yeah, you depending on who you talk to,
Right.
and how everybody's theories on stuff, but really, the future's unknown and it changes no matter what you do, anyways. So that's what you live in, anyways. So
That's true. And
but I mean,
what I decide to do today is gonna dictate what tomorrow is.
right,
Kind of.
in a way,
Yeah. So, but being able to see it without changing, that would suck.
right.
So I'm in bummer. Sucks for me.
Number 2 all the way.
Okay. All right, 1 or 2.
I'm gonna stick with 2.
2. Okay. So, would you rather have the ability to manipulate time but be able to control its consequences, or have no control over time but be able to witness all of its events? So pretty much like you're immortal, I think is what that's saying.
Yeah, I think that's a good interpretation of that because that's
Okay.
kind of an oddly worded one too.
Mm-hmm. So like being able to manipulate time but not dictate the consequence, what would that be? I can just like pause time, go back in time, because if I can't
Yeah.
change the outcome, there's no point in time travel or being
Yeah.
able to control time.
I mean, maybe like that movie Click, like stopping
okay, yeah.
stopping it and doing what you want or
Okay,
whatever,
okay.
and then like
Something's
hitting
gonna-
play, and that's just
right.
what it is. Like something like that, maybe. I don't know.
Okay, yeah, that's a tough one. All right, let's do one more. Let's have you pick another one, 1 through 100.
Let's do 75.
75. Okay. Oh. We'll go back to the original. We're not going to pick one. We'll pick after we read them. Okay. Would you rather have the ability to bring back extinct species but risk upsetting the balance of ecosystems, or let nature take its course without any intervention even if it means losing species forever?
A second one. I mean, that's the time we live in, and like you think about it too. There's a reason those things went extinct. Like
Darwin's law.
exactly, like natural selection. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's just the way it is. Like there's no way, in my mind, there's no reason to change it.
Right.
And throw something in like killer bees or like whatever it is, killer clowns, whatever it may be.
No kidding. I'm not sure if there's any extinct animals that, like, it'd be cool to see them, but bring them back entirely.
Yeah.
Like, there's no animal that you could bring back entirely. Maybe like some of the rhinos,
Right.
that it wouldn't completely change ecosystems. Like
Right.
you go ancient animals, because I think that's what everyone thinks of when you say extinct animals. You go back to like dinosaurs,
Right.
and like these animals from forever ago. It's like you bring back any type of dinosaur, it's gonna ruin whatever ecosystem you drop it in,
Right.
because it's gonna change the food chain.
Right.
Because if it's a predator, it's gonna hunt the predator of that time. It's gonna become the new apex predator, and it's gonna
Right.
change. It's gonna take the
It's
ecosystem
gonna take
a while to
yeah.
for it to balance itself back out. But for a minute, it's gonna flip flop all over the place.
Right. Right.
Yeah, I think bringing them back entirely, like every single big bad dinosaur is bad.
Right.
Maybe bring them back, like one would be cool, and put it in like a petting zoo, but then, all
Be able
the
to control it.
yeah, being able to control it, or like Jurassic Park it up. Don't bring back the scary ones.
Right.
Because
Or,
then there's
I mean,
6 movies that say, don't do this.
don't do that. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, that's movies, but how else are you going to make it work?
Yeah, I mean, well, that's what I've been saying with AI, too. I mean, there's a lot of movies that say that's a bad idea.
Oof.
And I
That new
agree.
Snapchat, My AI,
That one's weird.
I don't like it. I had to unpin it, and I'm like, I'm sick of it being at top.
That one's weird. I've seen a lot of stuff about that, but
I'm like, why are they doing, I don't know,
mm,
big data? It's fine.
yeah. But no, just let history run its course.
Just ride it out. Nothing you can
Mhm.
change.
Because, I mean, if you believe in evolution, there's going to be a new animal species.
It's true.
Once all these ones disappear, we're
mean,
going to get new ones.
In 1,000 years, another meteor or whatever, like,
Mhm.
change it up again.
Wipe something out.
Big flood. You never know.
Or it's going to open up the deep, and we're going to get some scary things from below the crust. That'd be interesting.
That'd be very
Or we're
interesting.
going to get some, like, biblical monsters.
Mm-hmm.
Those are freaky.
Yeah, I'd rather take a T-Rex over biblical stuff. That
Yeah, some of those are
flying snakes, dude. No thanks.
unicorns.
Unicorns and rainbows.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that was a good. That
That's
was a good one. That was
That's
man.
good. That's
All
good.
right. Well, thank you guys for watching, listening, subscribing, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It helps us. I don't know how, but it helps us.
Help us.
But yeah, like, comment, subscribe, share this with people that you think would like it, and let us know what you want to hear from us. If you have any questions for us, topic ideas, anything you want to hear us talk about, please let us know. Comment below, leave a review, do all that fun stuff, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Adios.